Okay, now it's time to apply the static grass to this, which will kind of finish off the piece. Although I'm going to show you something extra we can do after that. And so for that, I've got my static grass. This is Knock Spring Blend. Alright, you can use whatever static grass you like. I like blended colors rather than single colors. I just think they look better. So I have just a $1 pencil box I keep this in, and I sprinkle over so I can save the residue. Because when you do static grass, for every strand that stays on, there's probably 9 that fall off. That's just the nature of the stuff. Alright, so what you do is you get your watered down glue mixture again. Okay, and you go ahead and apply that around the edge of your terrain. I really don't want a lot of dirt to show. So I'm going to cover most of the base with it. Definitely get on the sides. Now, sometimes you had a little mess up when you painted. Like I got a little gray on the dirt when I painted this pillar. So this is an easy correction. I'm going to cover that patch with static grass, and now it will be a non-issue. So I'm just going to continue to apply that watered down glue. Alright, or Mod Podge is another thing I like to use. And then when I've got it where I want the grass, it's nice and coated, wet, I'm going to sprinkle on my static grass. You're saying that is just a mound of garbage. That doesn't look like grass. You're right, it doesn't yet. Alright, so what I do is I just sprinkle off the extra, and then I turn the structure upside down and I tap it, and that makes the grass kind of stand up. Right, gives it that nice effect. Still got to do the other side, which is still wet with the glue water mixture. I'm going to cover that. Turn upside down, let the extra drip off, help get the extra off by tapping it. And that also springs up the grass. Alright, and I've got my first piece done. So I'm going to do that for the second piece as well, for the corner piece of fence. Okay, and then I'll be back in a second to show you how to do a nice little added touch or two to finish these off. Okay, so now I've got my painting done, I've got my static grass bases done on these, and now the next step is little details that give it character. First thing I'm going to teach you is how to do some really simple vines, growing up things. And when I have a terrain that's supposed to be really old, that's something I want to do. Here's a piece I've already done in the past. This is my model I used when we started the video. I've got some vines kind of creeping up. Let me see if I can zoom in on that successfully. I got some vines kind of creeping up here and growing across the top of this. Right, on my other model piece, my corner piece. Here's the same thing going on in the corner. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to do that on the pieces we just made. It's so easy. It's another thing that's easy for great effect. It's one of the things I love about doing terrain is sometimes the simplest procedures create the greatest results. Put a little glue down, just a pile of glue from my weld bond, which I love. And I'm going to zoom back out a little bit. Always go the wrong way. It's ridiculous. Alright, so I'm going to take a brush that is somewhat fine, but I don't really need any more for miniature painting. So it's got some imperfections. It'll be perfect for this. And I'm going to draw a line, paint a line of glue where I want the vine to be growing. You should start at the base in the grass. So obviously it's kind of coming out of the earth. And then kind of trace a line up. Use your imagination. Be whimsical about it. Where do you think this vine wants to grow to reach the sunlight? I like to have it growing atop the cross of the railing, sometimes split off. So there I've got that streak of white glue. I use a Heki leaf scatter. Any kind of leaf scatter will do, except for like the birch catkin stuff, like the stuff like Skullcrafts use, the simulated leaves. That's not exactly what we're looking for here. That would be, there's another way to do it with those simulated leaves, but leaf scatter is really what you want. You know, if you have foam, that's fine too. So anyway, you're just going to sprinkle this material, and I probably should be saving the droppings here, but I can recover those later, where the glue is. Okay, and tap the excess off, and we got a cool, let me get zoomed here, show you how easy this is. Whoa, alright, sorry. We've got a cool vine effect on this. My thumb's actually just about on it. Okay. So there's the vine effect on there. So easy. Okay, let's put another one on the other side of the piece. Okay. I really enjoy this part of it because after you've made the basic piece and you're adding these touches to it, it's when it's become something that you're going to be proud to throw out on your gaming table, on your Iron Kingdoms table, you could say. So I've got glue on this corner piece, going to do the same process. Okay. And shake off the excess. And there we go. We've got vines on that corner too. I'm going to do that to this corner piece in a second as well, but I'll do that off camera. I don't need to make you watch me do that. The other little added touches, I'm going to add a stone or two to the base of this, just to give a little more character. Go to an aquarium store or any store that sells pet supplies. Buy a bag of little rocks for the bottom of an aquarium. All right. I like to pour a bunch in again, a $1 plastic pencil box, and then I can quickly browse through and see what I got. So I'm going to pick a couple of stones that I think are suitable. Something with a flat bottom, but something that just has the character I'm looking for. Pull those out. And now I've got my little glue pile here from doing the vines. See how I want that to sit. Just dab a little glue on the bottom of it. You can do that by hand. Stick it in the corner of the fence. And yeah, I'm just adding character to this piece now. Here's this one here. This one's going to be tricky to hold and glue at the same time, so I'm going to put the glue where I want it to go, where I'm going to put the stone, right on the base. Best if you're going to an area where it's there's not a lot of static grass, because otherwise you're just gluing it to the grass and eventually it'll come off. You want to glue to the actual base. So there's the rock in the corner there. Okay, right there. Alright, so the rock and the vines just kind of finish off the piece, and that's about it. So I'm going to finish up my other piece, but that's basically it. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. I hope you got some ideas. This split wood/stone fence is so easy to make, a lot of fun, and the results are, I think they're easily attained, effective results that look good on the battlefield. And I encourage you to make some. If you do make some, send me a message on YouTube, or leave a comment at my blog, the Iron Kingdoms at War blog, which are linked on this YouTube site, and maybe I can get some stills of your work up and at the end of one of my videos if you try this particular split fence project. So this is Garrison signing off for Iron Kingdoms at War. Happy wargaming, everybody.